Hey y'all, so this is my first live ever. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna join, but we're just gonna go with it. And I'm just gonna talk to you guys as I do my orders for the day. So I think we have about 11 orders to ship today, so that is what I'm gonna be working on. Gonna try to keep watch to make sure. See if anybody joins. So what I'm doing right now is I'm painting my crosses, so I just have to touch up the paint around these before I add my vinyl to them. So I just touch up all the paint on them and let them dry for a little bit. And then I add my rope and I add flowers and then I add my vinyl last to it, which is like the personalizations from the order, like their names. I get a wedding verse on it. Some of them get double wedding verses. I think today they're all just single verses though. I'll have to look at the orders, but I'll show you guys. So we have a lot of round orders going out today. See, I'm new to this, so I don't know if it's going to let me know if anybody joins, so I'm just going to keep checking so I don't miss anyone. So since this is going to be uploaded as a video, also I'll just talk to you guys just a little bit about our business. So we are mostly a wedding sign shop now. So this started off, like when I started my YouTube channel, it started off as just like a hobby thing that I just kind of made wooden signs and like I painted. I've always loved to paint. So that is what I started off doing. And then we just, in the last like 2 years, we grew to be more of a wedding shop because we started doing wedding signs and then it just like grew from there. So that's where we are now. We just do a whole lot of wedding signs. And we were able to quit our jobs back in 2021 to do this full time. When we started on Etsy, we started on Etsy back in 2021. So we've been doing this ever since and just expanding our wedding collection on our Etsy shop. I've been lately working on my website also because I'm trying to also just have my website too for backup. Because some of you guys may know about the bank issue that happened with Etsy, but anyway, that all got sorted out thankfully, but you know, it just teaches you that you shouldn't have all of your eggs in one basket. So, you know, I'm trying to make sure we have all their other alternatives to our income. So it's not just, you know, we're riding on Etsy only, which is also why I'm just still working on my YouTube too, trying to grow that up because I really do want to share more with you guys more often. So for now, I'm just going to paint all my crosses. That's what I'm going to start off doing. Just touch up all the paint on them just so they're perfect. There isn't any imperfections in the wood. So I just use a little brush and just dust it off just to get all like sawdust and stuff, because we do make these out in our shed, our little workshop outside. and then bring them in to touch them up. So just try to make sure they're all perfect. There's not any imperfections in it or any spots we may have missed when we painted it the first time. So I figured I would just do some lives like this because I do orders during the week, Monday through Friday normally. So it ties up pretty much my whole day just working on that type of thing. Sometimes I'll have a little extra time after working on my orders to just create something, and then that's when I'll upload like a video for you guys, or I'll post on TikTok, just something that I've created or I've done for the day, different from my orders, because I know it gets kind of tiresome to see the same type of content. So I try not to post too much about my crosses and my rounds and all that I make for weddings, because it's just kind of like the same old thing. So I do try to make a little time extra for like painting and just do a little video on that, or just like creating crafts and stuff to share with you guys. Just fun things to make. So if I ever get to a point where I have a little extra time, I'll go live one day also to do like a craft with you guys on live, if you know that's something anybody's interested in. And if you're watching this on the replay, just let me know if you'd like to see something like that on the live. So like that, I've just touched up all the paint, filled in any of the little like spots in it where like the wood just naturally had like a little knot or something. So the paint's kind of thin up here, and I can see that with the lighting in here, so I'm going to touch that up. These are the types of things we can't really catch when we initially make them, so I just go back and touch them up and make sure we don't miss any things like that. Okay, this is another one. We have our all stained. This is our all stained cross. I don't have to do any touch up with this one. Got some vinyl stuck to it. I'm just going to dust this one off because I'll be able to just go ahead and add the rope and the vinyl to this one right away. So that's how this one looks. This one's one of my favorites. It's really pretty with the natural wood. And then we have one more cross to do. Well, that first one I worked on, I'm going to have to go back and do that one again. So it had a little more space in the middle of it than I wanted to in between the planks. So I'm just going to fill that. But I wanted to try to start doing lives so I can try to connect with you guys a little bit more. So on the days that I just don't, really have time to create a craft or something, I can at least get on here and just chit chat with you guys while I work on orders. And just talk about like upcoming ideas or whatever it is that I'm working on at the time. but I'm not very outgoing. I'm never been an outgoing person, so this is like way out of my comfort zone doing a live like this and just putting myself out there. Like, it wasn't enough to start a channel and post videos, and like all that type of stuff was really hard for me in the beginning, because I started this back in 2018 is when I initially started working on, like, I think that's when I started my YouTube channel, and that's when I started actually putting myself out there, creating things and seeing what people thought about it. And luckily, for the most part, very thankful that for the most part, I've had a lot of support with strangers on the internet, so I very much appreciate it. But this is also super challenging, just trying to talk even if no one's watching, because I'm talking to myself. But I know eventually it'll get to the point where I'll have people that I'm talking to. And also, I'm just trying to treat it like a video, that I'm just explaining what's going on and just, you know, talk about stuff with you guys. But I am a super shy and super awkward person. I trip up on my words a lot, which is why I really haven't tried to do the live thing yet. That's why it took so long for me to try this, because I'm just not very good at talking to people. So anyway, hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully I'll find some people like me. Okay, so now the crosses are painted. So that part's over with. So I'm going to move on to doing my rounds. So what I mean by rounds, in case you don't know anything about my business, this is our regular size 18-inch wooden round. This is what our normal wedding signs go on. This is a very, it's like one of our bestseller signs. So we started that one last year, and now we have this 24-inch sign that we do. So it's really pretty. You see all the wood grain. Like, I'm one of those people that just loves the look of like wood grain and like stains, like all that stuff is just really, I just love it. So I just always dust it off. It's always got a little bit of sawdust residue on it from being out when I was working in the shed. So I just dust it off, get it nice and ready to put the vinyl and everything on it. But yeah, so pretty. I don't know if you guys can even see the quality of this, because I don't know how the camera's really doing with the lighting and everything, but it's really pretty wood grain. But I'm not going to do that big one yet. I'm just going to do my 18s first, and then we'll save that one for last, because I'm going to have to drill on that one, so that's going to be kind of loud. I may mute my mic so to save you guys the pain of hearing that drill. So that's what I start off doing, just dusting it off, seeing which side I want to be the top, which side I want to be the bottom. I got my stack of orders here, so I'm just going to look through and see which one I'm going to start on first. And then I've already needed all of my vinyl, so here's all of the vinyl stack that I have for all of my rounds. So this one's for the big one, so I'm going to put that out the way. And I apologize for the background noise from like the road. So we live right by the road. See, somebody joined. Hey, welcome, welcome. So I'm just working on orders today. This one's going to be, actually we need the red for this one, so let's switch that out. So the red, this is what the red looks like. Just gonna dust this one off. This one was on top, so I don't want to switch around my vinyl. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work on this one first. And just add the vinyl to it. Just make sure it's no sawdust, because that makes it to where it won't stick very well. So I'll go ahead and add the verse. That's what I usually add first. So this is what the verse looks like that. And just place it on here and try to just center it. And we usually get our wood rounds from Lowe's, but we recently met someone local to us that actually can make these for us. So we do a little bit with him and we do a little bit with Lowe's, and that helps us out and helps him out. So I'm very excited about that. And they're really nice wood rounds. Like this is one of them that we got from him. So this is how it looks once the vinyl is on for just the verse. So I still have to add the name up here at the top, and we still have to add the rope too, of course. Sorry if that's loud, you guys. So this is their name. So it's the Civils, and their wedding is December 9th of this year. So this is how it looks before it goes on. I just line it up on my son. So now this is with their name on it and the verse. So of course we still have to add the rope, and that'll be the final step for this. So they want brown and white rope on it. So start with my white, need to get my scissors. Grab my brown rope under here. So I hope the quality is okay. I'm not really sure how to even tell that. There we go. So, and just to keep the rope from like splitting, you know, like frailing, I guess, whatever the word is for that, I just add a little bit of glue on the ends, and I use clear glue so you can't see it. But add a little bit of hot glue on the ends just to keep it together. And just do a very little bit so it's not like heavy, globby looking. Just enough to hold the strands together. So that one's already glued from yesterday. So now we're add it to our sign. So this is our nailed version of it. We do offer a removable rope option. And with that one, it has like knobs on it. So the rope just is in loops, and then you can take the rope off of it. And usually just for people that want to like hang it on themselves, you know, at the wedding ceremony. Because in case I haven't explained this very well, because I don't think I have. These are used at like wedding ceremonies, like kind of like the sand ceremonies and the candle ceremonies. It's just something to like signify, you know, becoming one. So usually the center rope is a representation of God, and then the 2 ropes on the side are you and your husband, or you and your wife, or however. So this is how it looks, but I still have to nail it. So it's already glued on. And then they just braid the bottom half of this together. So that is like the whole part of them, you know, 2 becoming one. So let me find my nails. And where is my hammer? I do this every day. Let's see. Goodness gracious. One day I'm going to be a little more organized than this. Here it is. It's actually where it should be. But I didn't think to look there because I typically don't put it back where it needs to go. So this might be a little loud. I got a nail on the rope. But now that that's done, and I just add a little piece of twine to it, and then when they receive it, they'll braid it together at the wedding. So just add this just so it holds it, and for presentation purposes when they open their box. I'll just dust off any little fuzzies from the rope. So this is how it looks all together with their little piece of twine on it. So there it is. Super pretty. This is our red mahogany one too, by the way. I don't know if you can really tell the redness in it compared to our brown. I'll try to do a side by side so you guys can see. All right, yeah, here's the so this is the brown and this is the red. So you'll see the difference there. But yeah, it's red mahogany. And I got a notification. Sorry if you guys heard that vibration. So yeah, this is how it looks when it's all complete. And I just put their order slip with it, and then I box it all together into the box. But for now, we're just putting it aside because I just do them all and then I box them all up together. Yeah, we'll do this one. What's next, though? Let's try to stay in order of what's next. And I have... Let me flip these over. Okay, so that's exactly what was next. Perfect. So just the same process over and over. As far as these goes, unless they are removable or nailed, it just depends on the rope. Makes it a little bit different. Now we have the verse and the name for this one. This is a dark walnut version of our sign. This is how it looks. We just have to add the rope to it. So they also want brown and white. That is like our main seller option. It seems like the majority pick that. I do every once in a while have like an all brown or all white. But it's purely preference. It's whatever, you know, it's whatever you like on it. I'll put whatever you like, whatever options you want. We do a lot of custom stuff. We get a lot of custom requests with like changing up the verse or the fonts, as well as the rope color sometimes too, but I do usually have to charge a little extra for that just because I don't keep like colors on hand. I usually only have our basic like rustic style, which is just the white and the brown rope. My rope's all tangled up over here, so I'm struggling a little bit with that. So do our white strand and then our brown strand. So more about just like my personal life on this is like, we have 2 small children, which they are both in school right now. We usually get all of our orders done before we go pick them up, because we usually pick them up every day. They don't ride the bus. But we go pick them up, and that's usually when we've completed everything for the day. But sometimes, depending on how heavy our orders are, they might run over. So the afternoons we'll have to run and go pick them up, or my husband will go pick them up, and then we'll come back and finish our orders for the day. And also, so me and my husband work on this business, so he usually does the like cutting of the signs and like making the signs, and I do all like the finishing touches of like adding the vinyl and the rope and all the little details like that. He also usually helps with packaging them up, and he helps me, of course, take them to UPS, because we usually do go take them to our local UPS store, just because it's pretty costly to get them to come pick it up at our doorstep. So why spend that money when it's literally down the street? So we'll just take them ourselves normally. But he does all of like the cutting and staining and the builds of everything, and then I just usually do the finishing touches on it. Some days, depending on if we're not like super busy, then we'll both go out and just knock all the orders out for the week and get everything prepped in the shed outside, and just like we'll go pick it all up, all the supplies up, and then we will come back and work on it together for the day. So with as slow as it's been, because it's honestly been pretty slow, you know, through the winter months, of course, with not, you know, very many weddings going on, since that is the majority of what we sell. We usually just do that on Monday. We'll just go pick up and then prep all the orders for the week, and then start shipping on Tuesday. And then, you know, just ship everything out the rest of the week. But as we get busier, like usually around April, it gets a little crazy around here, and we're starting to, we start to have to, you know, just kind of do our own thing to get everything done in time. So that's my join. Welcome, welcome. So this is how it looks so far. This is the one that's done with the dark walnut. So we'll just set that aside and move on to the next one. So here's the next one. We have a lot of these to do. So we'll just look for their name. Sorry if that's loud. Yep, so here is the verse and their names. But yeah, so during like busy times, it gets a little crazy because he's out there working and I'm in here trying to fill orders, and then, you know, at nighttime we're usually cutting vinyl pretty late, getting everything ready for the next day, so it turns into a bit of a madhouse around here. But I very much enjoy it. Like this, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and I'm very, very happy with how being able to do this. Just being able to stay home and work and fill orders is what I've always wanted to do. And just to finally be able to do that is like amazing. I remember when I was dreaming of the days that I could do this, and I just wanted it so badly. It took a lot to get here, and we're still learning as we go. It's still a lot to learn. Still a lot of learning curves. So just add their names and one looks a little bit sideways, so I'm gonna fix it. Okay, now it's perfect. So that's with the names and the verse. Just have to add the rope to it. So they want brown and white rope as well. Let's get our white rope. love them. So just add our nails. Sorry, it's super loud. And this one's almost done too. I can usually roll through these pretty quickly. So the crosses are a little more complicated. They take a lot more work and things we gotta add to those. But the rounds I can go through pretty quickly. Just get all the little fuzzies from the rope. And then this one is complete as well. So that's another one. That's 3 of them down. And I have some bigger verses. I kind of want to show you guys the 24-inch though. I think we'll do that one now. So this is a 24-inch sign. So I showed y'all in the beginning. So make some room for it. It's huge. And I'll make sure I mute for when I drill because that is kind of ridiculously loud. But I'm really excited for this one because this is for an anniversary. So this is like super special. So 1973, March 31st. That's so sweet. So we're just adding the verse and the names first. This is going to be so pretty because the wood grain on this one is like my favorite. Whenever they turn out like this, it's just, I'm so in love with it. I love getting orders like this, so whenever it's like an anniversary one, like we get a lot of like the 10-year anniversaries. I think they're just so sweet. So we've had like 50-year anniversaries, and it is just so awesome, and it's really special to me to be able to be a part of something like that and create something special for them, to be a part of like their renewal or just as like a gift. I've had a couple of people reach out and say that, you know, it's a gift, surprise gift for their significant, Lord have mercy, see, there I go, significant other, and it's just really sweet. Warms my heart. So this is how it looks with their names and their verse. So pretty. Just have to add the knobs to it because this is a removable rope one. So that's so far. so it's actually easier for me just to talk when it's no one watching. But when people are watching, then Lord. Ah! Tears my nerves up. But I appreciate it. Trying to build my audience here. Connect with you guys a little better than what I've been doing over the last couple of years. I haven't done this count in a while. I think I need the longer screws. No. Actually, no. Well, yeah, if I do the longer ones, I'm going to have to drill out. So I think I'll do that. Because normally I have to dig out when any other time I do removable rope. But these particular knobs I only use for this type of sign now. And they come with longer screws. So like normally, the screws that come with my typical knobs that I use are a lot shorter. So I usually have to drill out the wood. So like, this is the longer screw that it comes with, which is perfect. And this is normally what comes with my knobs. So a lot smaller, so it won't go through the thickness of the wood. So I usually do have to drill out with a paddle bit so that it reaches through to the other side. So we are first going to, make sure I got the right bit though. Alright, so just got to line it up with it being their first names. Gotta adjust it a little bit where the knobs are gonna go. So we'll bring it in a little bit. Bring this over and that. I'm just going to push on it a little bit to give it a little indentation in the wood so then I make sure that I am drilling exactly where I wanted to put the knob at. Oh, let me mute so I'm not super loud. Lord, let's see. Okay, now the drilling's done. Go back talking to y'all. So add my screws and just add my knobs on it. They want brown and white as well. Hey, welcome, welcome. So we're just adding our knobs. We're doing a 24-inch sign. I'll show you here in a minute. I'm just adding the knobs on it, and then I add the rope. So this is where we are so far. Now we just have to cut the rope. So they want brown and white. So because I do like a loop for these, I go ahead and make a pre-loop just so I can get the right length on it. And then cut it to the length of the sign. And then that gives me a guide to follow for the rest of my rope. So I just line that one up beside that one, and I usually cut, let me do this out of the way. I usually cut this one a little bit shorter. These scissors are dull, so I need to get those out the way. They don't cut the rope. So we'll just add a little bit of glue on the ends so that they don't fray. My little dog is up here sleeping, so hey, you having a bad dream? Oh, you having a bad dream, Zeus? I have a little Shih Tzu named Zeus. He's like our baby. He's a very good family dog. He does really well with the kids. They love him to death. So, yeah, just made my little loop. I glued it so that I can hold. I'm gonna let that sit for a second and do my other 2 loops. That's 1. That's 2. And the last one. That's 3. So, this is where we are done with that. So now we'll just add our twine to hold it. Zeus, you're dreaming again. Zeus. Zeus. Hey, wake up. You're being loud. So now it's complete with the rope on it. So what they'll do is just, and I put this up here seamlessly without even explaining. I use this to protect my table because at one point I was just drilling straight into my table and ruined it. So I recovered my table with wallpaper, but just to make it look nice again. So as I'm creating and recording, it's not this super ugly table underneath because it really looked bad. But I covered it with wallpaper that I had left over from the wall that I did in my craft room in here. If you've seen my tour video, I show you my craft room and putting the wallpaper on it. But anyway, so I had a little bit left over. I put that on my table to cover it. So now I'm trying to protect my table by putting this little sign underneath whenever I'm drilling. So that's why that's there. So this is how the 24-inch sign looks once it's all complete. So they'll just braid this rope together at their ceremony. But this one's just super sweet because it's a anniversary sign. Their wedding date was March 31st of 1973. So beautiful. And I hope they love it. So I'm just going to put this aside. Now that that's done, we'll box that up in a little bit. I'm going to check on my crosses because we do need to get started on those. I have 2 more rounds to do. This cross is dry, so we could do this next after our rounds. Let me check on the other one. So yep, this one's dry too. So we'll move on to those here in a minute. We'll wrap up our rounds. All right, so let's get the rest of our vinyl out. So now these are our longer verses. So no longer 2 but 1 verse. So it has a lot more to it, a lot more text. So the first one we're going to do is the Carvers. So here's the verse. So it's a lot longer than the other one. It's a lot smaller text on it as well. And y'all, also, for anyone that's watching this on the replay, I didn't even share that I was live. It goes to show I was not really ready for it. I just kind of wanted to see how it would go and test it out because, and you know, whoever joins, that's awesome. I appreciate it. But not really put it out there for people to, you know, I'm not sharing it because this just makes me nervous. I've got to get a feel for this first before I go promoting it and all that. So if you find me just by chance, or if you're one of my subscribers and you're checking in, I appreciate you. We're just popping in. Had a few people join, but no one's really stayed. So, but it's all good, you guys. I know how it is watching lives too. I'm just testing the waters. We're just seeing where this will go. Because like I said, I've never done it before. So I'm really nervous about it and just, I don't know. We're just going to see how it goes. One thing I had to get past with when I initially started recording and posting on YouTube and like doing voiceovers and all that type of stuff was getting past listening to myself talk, because I know everyone can relate to this, but when you talk, like, you hear yourself way differently than what it sounds like on a recording. So you're like, oh God, didn't know it sounded like that. But anyway, I have just push through that and just try not to let that bother me. So that's what I'm trying to do now with the lives. I'm trying to just get past the initial, I don't know, nervous side of it, of just worrying about all of it, how it goes and everything. But we're just gonna go with it. So this is the Carvers so far. I just have to add the rope. So theirs will be nailed on. And they want brown and white rope also. I think all of them today are like that. Oh no, the next one's going to be all white rope. So that'll be a little bit different. Well, it'll look a little different. It's not really different. So I'm probably going to wrap this live up here in a minute though. I don't know if I'm going to do the crosses on the live just because I still have so much to do and I need to go ahead and try to get this stuff done. Start a little later than what I was expecting to today, so I'm gonna get the ball rolling. I've already been streaming for an hour, so I think that's about good for the first stream. May get back on with you guys tomorrow, and this time I may actually promote it. I don't know yet. If you get to know me, you'll understand. I'm a very to myself type person, but I think I may share it and just try to get a little bit of my audience, see if they want to tune in. Zeus. He's snoring down there. Alright, it's about to be loud for a sec. Sorry. Maybe I should mute. I'll mute to save you guys the trouble. There we go. All done. So we have one more round to do, and then I have 3 crosses to do. And I believe that's it for today. And then we just got to box up everything. Just dust it off, and I'll show you guys the finished product here. So their wedding is April 16th. Let me not show you their order slip. But, yep. There it is, all complete. Another beautiful sign with a really pretty wood grain. All done. Have our last round to do. But I think this is about to be it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up with you guys. Just, hey, welcome. Just getting ready to close it out. Still got a little bit more to do. We got the walkers. They didn't put a date, just established in 2023. have all these fuzzies on this too. On the rope. This is our last round for the day, and then we'll just have our crosses left to do. Just end the verse, and then I'll add the names, and I'll show y'all the sign. It's just another dark walnut. They want all white rope on this one, and it's got to be nailed on as well. It's so loud. I'm sorry. Alright, so now their names and the verses on it. Then we just have to add the rope to it. That's so far. We'll just add the all white rope. That's what's next. And then we'll be done with our rounds. So, yep, and I'm getting ready to close out the stream here in a minute. Where is this? Okay, a little tangled up. Rope over here. Okay. Got our last two little pieces. And then seal off the ends so it doesn't fray. Almost done with this one. Sorry, I didn't warn y'all. It's gonna be loud for another second. I got one more. Okay, and I'm just gonna tie off the rope. This will be the last round for the day. So this is with all white rope with the Matthews verse. So pretty. Wood grain's always really pretty. See a little bit of glue strands. But really cute. So that's the last one for those. We just have to do some crosses, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and end this because it's already been an hour. I appreciate anybody that did pop in for a second and just check out what I was doing. And if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. So I'd love to hear from you. I may go live again tomorrow with you guys. We'll just see how it goes. I'm just feeling this as I go. And I may share it as well this time when I go tomorrow. I may post it on YouTube, community slot, and also on Facebook and TikTok and all that. So I'll let you guys know if I do go live. I'll try to plan it a little bit in advance at least. But yeah, that's it. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow.